Hi, happy early weekend. I hope you had a beautiful spring week. So, there is a quote that comes to mind when I think of this topic. It must be hard when you're beautiful and no one will look at your soul. We hear so much about white privilege. We hear so much about male privilege, but we never hear much about the privileges which actually have a much greater influence on life's outcome, which is pretty privilege. Attractive people are some of the most privileged people in the world, but we never hear about attractiveness and how much of a privilege that it actually is. The concept of pretty privilege has been on my mind for some time, and I just wanted to briefly discuss about it. If you are a woman who is deemed as pretty, beautiful, gorgeous, or a man that is deemed handsome in the eyes of society, then I feel that you can relate to this topic. Society believes that being beautiful makes life easier. Beauty can only make things difficult for some. When you are more than your looks and have much to offer than just your looks, you begin to realize that that's not the reality in the world that we live in. In today's society, your looks will speak regardless of how important your message may be. It's like people hear you, but they don't listen to you. They just see you. And then you start to wonder, do they only see you based on your looks? Then the beauty inside your heart or inside your mind. As an attractive person, you'll find that you're often told you're beautiful more than you are intelligent or you're kind. So, what is pretty privilege? Pretty privilege is when pretty women have an upper hand in the world and pretty much given opportunities and advantages that regular people don't. It's basically unearned benefits or advantages within our society. Some of the privileges may include free entry, free drinks somewhere, uh, end up at a VIP somewhere, attract rich men or entertainers. I'm concerned for whoever thinks that those are respectable or commendable privileges because they're not. Does pretty privilege exist? Yes, it definitely does. And it's a prevalent issue, in my opinion, throughout society. But not every attractive person uses it to their advantage. Society treats those that are considered attractive differently. And I can attest to that 100%. Growing up, I was often complimented for my looks, treated differently because of it. But I never really thought about my looks. I always loved looking good, looking presentable. I loved makeup. I loved skincare. I still do. But my appearance just wasn't something that I deemed important or the most important or that I just focused on. Education was. Society puts those with good looks on a pedestal that you never even asked to be on. They'll label you before they even get to know anything about you. They will even associate your looks with being unintelligent, overly materialistic, bougie, mean, stuck up, gold digger. Basically, all of your natural talents, accomplishments, and success are overlooked or just don't even exist. You will find that the world will limit and comprom- compartmentalize you in a box because it's one thing to be beautiful, but you can't be beautiful, intelligent, successful with a beautiful personality because then you become a trigger to society. Another challenge with being a pretty girl or a handsome man is that you may find yourself missing out on a lot of social interactions because people don't really know how to approach you or talk to you based on their assumptions. If you make assumptions about someone, you should never let it affect how you treat someone or how you go about getting to know that person. You should get to see who they really are rather than staying stuck on your assumptions. It's like just by your very existence, you're already fighting assumptions, and no one wants to feel that way. Some people just don't get comfortable so quickly. Sometimes they can. It just depends on the vibe and that individual. And as a pretty girl or handsome man, people already assume that you receive a bunch of love and attention. So in return, they may do the complete opposite, and they won't treat you or perceive you as valuable. Unwanted attention from strangers is also a price that you have to pay. And just because you're attractive doesn't mean you enjoy attention. One of the biggest concerns that I have, and that I always advise my sister and my little cousins, is to be aware of your friends because of their beauty. Women with self esteem issues can and they will envy you. They may cause drama or even sabotage your opportunities. And this is also true for men with male friends. Pretty privilege has created an unhealthy standard and outlook for young girls, where they believe that they have to look or dress, act a certain way to be seen or accepted as beautiful. We see it all the time in marketing campaigns where they have this one unified message. If you're not pretty, then you need to become pretty. Or if you are pretty, you need to stay pretty. The reality is that being pretty isn't always pretty. It comes with challenges too. You're not taken seriously in this world. People don't care so much about your personality, your character, or your intelligence. Having a beautiful look is like a window. Your personality is inside that window, where society only sees the outer appearance. Once you look inside that window, you may find that beautiful person's true character. Good looking people can also be shy too. They can also be introverts. They can sometimes be intelligent individuals who have read hundreds, if not thousands, of books. Having a beautiful look also doesn't mean that you had an easy or smooth journey in life. Yes, there are attractive women who use their looks for all the wrong reasons. But there are those, and I can speak for myself, who worked really, 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 really hard and had it no easy journey in life, where hard work, study, effort, determination, discipline, consistency were the only key. ingredients. And so my message is to the youth is that being pretty is a privilege, but refuse to acknowledge it. Acknowledge your strength, your intellect, your character, your passion, your future. Society cannot help but judge a book by its cover. I wish that people could see your heart, your mind, your personality before they see your face. Maybe one day we can have this huge sign on our foreheads that says whether we have a good character or not. And I would love to know your experience and challenges that you may have faced in a world that seems to be highly fixated on outer appearance. And I hope you have a beautiful, blessed weekend ahead.